Okay guys, we're doing a little addendum here this morning to the career exploration assignment. Holy smokes, I was grading them and a lot of you really missed out on the part where you need to actually lay out from point A to point B. That is to say, from where you are right now as a high school student to working in a career, what does it look like? How do you get there? You kind of gave me generic overviews of what a career is. We need to be a little more introspective and go a little deeper. So I'm going to give you an example here of some places you can go. So I'm going to ask that you have them peer-reviewed, meaning somebody signs off that you did that, because I don't want to waste my time grading them and then have you do them all over. It was a little frustrated. I got about a half hour in before I realized we were not doing very well at this. So need to explain the path. How long does it take? How much does it cost? How much do you make? And what does it look like to get there? So I'm going to go to a couple different sites here and show you a way to do that. First site I'm going to go to is the East Central Ohio Building and Construction Trades Council, the ECOBT.org. Stir of Stark, Carroll, Coshocton, Holmes, Tuscarawas County. I'm going to scroll down, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to Building Trades Apprenticeships. It talks about the desperate need for skilled tradespeople, and this lays it out. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and scroll down through, and you can start to find different things. There's bricklayers and allied craft workers, sheet metal workers, elevator contractors. That's not something you necessarily think about a lot, but people who are doing elevators, starting out as an apprentice helper at $29.01 a year. That's a pretty big one. There's a lot of them in there. I'm going to scroll down. Heat and frost insulators, roofers, waterproofers, teamsters, women in construction, plumbers and pipe fitters. These are all trade schools. Plaster, cement workers. A lot of you have filled in different things. You can see there's all kinds of different ones. I'll zoom in on one here in a moment. Iron workers. I know some people said iron workers. Kind of explained what it was, but you can go and just show up. Anyone interested in applying? This is in Canton, Ohio. You can also apply online. Documents required. You gotta have a high school diploma or a GED, grade transcript, birth certificate, valid driver's license, proof of residence, letters of recommendation. These are, the prereqs. So it's not like you have to show up with a college education. You can show up out of high school and get this Boilermakers. Boiler's still a thing. But you can go through, and here are a bunch of, let's see, a lot of people put in electricians. So goes through things you need. Journeymen and apprentices perform work, commercial industrial products, inside, outside, installations. What you're talking about here is high school diploma or GED equivalent, reliable transportation, valid driver's license. A common thing is reliable transportation, and passing drug tests. And if you scroll through these, there's a lot of those. But there are, it's earn while you learn. It's significant what we're looking at. But this would be a good place to go to actually find a legitimate path. And, for upperclassmen, you guys know I'll give you full credit for applying. Shoot, I'd reach out and get some more information on something that catches your eye. But this is a good place to scroll through. Alright, next up is qcppartners.org. This is where our speakers are coming from here in about 3 weeks. Their executive director of business relations is Jack Ford, and he's been running this. But QCP, Quality Construction Partners, you notice similar counties and whatnot, and they are all about developing joint apprenticeship and training committee in different crafts, and he's going to speak to these. But if you pop around this website, there's again, apprentices earn while they learn. It doesn't have to be that you're going to go to a 4-year college and get this degree. There are plenty of options where you can start working and get into a career by doing this, but I need you to run down a specific path. Next up, I'm at Stark State College. A lot of you have mentioned welding. Obviously, we have a vocational welding program, Career Tech at Canton South, that you can do your junior and senior year. I highly recommend that. It's a phenomenal program. If you're not doing that, one of the next, other than going into an apprenticeship or a shop, the next most, you can get a welding technology certificate at Stark State. But you can come in here, and as you go through, please note, hi there, I'm here to help you. You can get your information out of that if you want. But there's different programs there at Stark State. They have a high job placement. You know, they're all about their job. They're talking about their median salary, and you can lift information off of this and communicate with this. Again, you know, junior, seniors, I'll give you automatic 100% credit if you actually apply and get the information. But you got to dip your toe in the water. It's time to do that, but it goes through. And Stark State has a lot of quality options. I know somebody had mentioned EMT. Stark State has that. I'd accept, you know, that path laid out. But specifically, how long would it take you to do it there, and how much would it cost you to go to school for, 2 years or whatever that is at Stark State? But you need to know that question. What is the cost? You plan on living on your own, living at home? Make it introspective and actually research something that is practical. Even if you don't do it, it will help you to have, you can cross it off the list. Next up is Ohio University. Go Bobcats. The Russ College of Engineering and Technology. So, talking about Stocker Center, living in Sargent Hall, as once young Mr. Spurgeon did, but it goes through and lays this out. So for some of you looking at a 4-year degree, you know, if I can come down here to future students, and it starts talking about what I need to do, you know, how to apply financial aids for undergrad students, what do you need? Learn more about admission requirements, begin your application. So we're talking about what you need to have done in high school, what you need to have achieved on ACT, grade point average, what you need to do that. Then you're looking at, okay, a 4-year degree at Ohio University, you know, what does that cost? How do you plan on paying for it? Stuff like that. If you've never had a conversation with your parents, it's not too early to start. If you're a wide-eyed freshman and you don't know any better, college is expensive. So it's time to start, you know, really getting on that. But you can plot out a plan to go to a 4-year university. That's perfectly acceptable. But again, what do you need to do now in high school? And then, you know, what does it cost? Do they have internships? Look in there. Colleges, like trades, are businesses that are, you know, starving for people, consumers, and they're going to sell themselves to you. They're not, you know, certainly read between the lines and look for hidden costs. Make sure you get a good idea of what college really costs. Realize there's housing, in addition to books and tuition, and there's, you know, a lot of different things. But you can certainly run down an avenue of that. But I need specifics on path from where you are right now, sitting in IED, to actually working in a career. What does that road really look like? That's what we seem to be missing. Okay, do that. Get them peer reviewed. Make sure they're updated, and I'll be in tomorrow. Be nice to Mr. Sexton today.